Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, go down and hit subscribe. We can wait. I mean, we've been waiting already. The behind the scenes, the whole nine. So we can wait for you. You subscribe and come back and see great creators here. We have filmmakers. We have artists. We have authors, animators, cosplayers, actors. It's crazy what's out there. There's more creativity in this room, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
A little bit more.
We're at MegaCon, Tampa Bay, obviously in Tampa Bay, Florida, and we're hanging with inker, artist, and creator Tony Kordos. Tony, thanks for hanging with us, man.
Nice having me.
All right. Well, I got nothing. So let's talk about your art.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So tell us, how long have you been an artist? Like they gave you a crayon.
Yeah,
and you were like, that's it?
I think I came out of the womb with a pencil in my hand already, which
would have been painful, but it does happen.
Maybe that's why my mom's always mad at me.
She's always.
Always.
You said, Mom, I'm going to be an artist, and she was like, oh, there goes retirement.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, well, what are you going to fall back on? And I was like, fall back on? What are you talking about? That was just this.
You do. You have to, I mean, when you're going to go into the creative arts, though, you have to commit. You have to go all in and really put forward. What's your preferred medium?
Ink.
Ink.
Yeah, I like the ink. I do ink work for DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Any favorite projects that you're working on, or that you have worked on? Anything that just stands out, like, wow, that was a moment?
I think my favorite books were on was Justice League. I got to work on Justice League some, so that was really cool.
When you put them all in a row like that, when you put them all in the same scenes, there's a lot of work for inkers to do, because man, that's a lot. There's a lot of colors. There's a lot of contrast there.
Now, see, I don't deal with colors at all.
Okay, you do all the.
I just do so the comic creation is you have the penciler who draws the initial drawing out in the pencils, off to the inker who then tightens the pencils and adds textures, depth, shadows. Wow. Stuff like that, make sure everything looks kind of dimensional, and then the color guy who puts in all the pretty stuff. You
create the contrast before there's even a distinction, before there's a color on the page. Right. You're creating that contrast.
Right. That way, if
I just recently, a friend who is a comic artist, had put up the rough drawing. It had just been inked, and it is amazing. Like the first time before you get a chance to go in there and add the texture and stuff like that. Man, it's like a confusing paint by numbers thing, because I can't tell what's what until you go in and add that depth.
Yeah,
so you can see it. It can be kind of tough, and those are some really dynamic. That's some dynamic work to try to add that contrast too. How did you first get involved with DC?
A good friend of mine who's a penciler with DC I had done some commissions over his pencils before, and he was impressed and just kept bringing my name up to his editors every time he had the opportunity, and eventually they caved and gave me the chance. And
they just gave in and said,
they're
"Get
like,
the talented guy.
Quit asking me about it."
So remember, if you're looking for a job, nag that guy. Nag your friend until he comes through. Nag, nag, nag. That's how we do it in the arts, because, you know. So, do you have a favorite project that you're currently working on?
Right now, my favorite project is create my own property that I'm working on. I'm writing a story right now, so that's kind of like where my love
that's where your head is right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tease the internet with what you got. What kind of project? See, he's like, oh boy. We're going to put links down below to websites and stuff, so you can go and kind of stalk Tony, so you know where he's working on. But see, look, he's tight-lipped. He ain't telling you nothing.
I can't.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
It's not there. What inspired you as an adult for the first time to make the arts a profession?
I got into it on pretty much a challenge or a dare.
I dare you to be poor?
Pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That works for me, too. They basically told me, you can't write a book, and I went, sure, I guess I can.
Yeah.
And now here I sit.
Yeah, I was at a convention as a fan with my wife, and I was looking at art, and I was like, oh, I could do that. Oh, that doesn't look so hard. Ah, that's easy. Oh, I can pull that off. She got sick of it. She was like, you know what, prove it. And I went, all right.
Well, yeah.
So a year and a half later, I had my first gig, and I was like, wow, this is so much better than engineering classes.
You know what? She shut him up. She's eating ramen now, but she shut him up. Okay, if you could draw yourself into any comic book universe, any comic book universe, it could be DC property that you worked with, could be Marvel, could be some indie project down here. You can draw yourself in it. You have to spend a week there, though.
A week in there.
Yeah. Where do you want to go? Who's cool to hang out with? Hang out with the Justice League, but man, let me tell you, the side guys always they get it.
Yeah, they
bad.
They get
it's
it.
a
They
bad
get it
place
really
to be.
bad. I'd probably have to go and hang out with the X-Men.
That's cool.
You know,
That's cool. Being the
Superpowers
normal
all
guy
over
with
the
the
place.
X-Men, they're just like, and most of their powers extend out,
Yeah.
so like they can protect you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
the house
Superman
blows
is
up
great.
all the time.
Superman's great and all. You can't kill him, you can't shoot him, you can't do anything to him, but he's useless for me. Because if he's on the other side of the room,
Well, he's really quick, though.
yeah, I might as well have a red shirt on it. In fact, if you, yeah.
Star Wars universe. I didn't.
Ooh,
even
that's
think
kinda
of
good. Their
that one, I
comics do-
changed my mind. I want to live in the Star Wars world.
Star Wars world?
Yeah, I want to hang out with the Jedi.
Yeah, cool. Because the Jedi's like an X-Man, sort of.
That's what they have powers.
They do.
Yeah.
They always have new powers. Every generation, they get a few new
Something new,
things to play with. Other than writing, or wait, that's not fair. That's a bad because he's an artist. He doesn't have to write. Other than writing or drawing, what are 3 uses for a pencil? They find these on the internet, man. I got no control back there.
No, that's cool. Let's see. They can be used as drumsticks.
Drumsticks. Very popular as drumsticks,
Yep.
actually.
If you can sharpen them to a nice enough point, you can reset your cable box with them. That little button that's way on the inside that you have to push sometimes to reset your cable box.
There's a tutorial on another YouTube channel, I guarantee it. You got to wait till the end of this interview, though.
I mean, when worst comes to worst and everything, the world goes to hell, they can be used to kill people.
Yes. You know what? Particularly, this is a MegaCon right here. So vampires.
Exactly.
It's a great shot through the eye for the zombies.
Always the headshot. Just use the headshot.
There
Pencil
you go.
right to the temple. Boom, done.
Boom, done. So the zombie apocalypse, he survives because he's got a pencil.
That's right.
See how that works? Okay, so when they're out there on the internet and they're watching this interview, and they're like, because the thing about the arts is they never get to see us, our faces.
I know, that's the good
I sit
part.
behind a keyboard and just words pop out. You do the ink, you get the drawing just right. They never see our faces. Now they're going to see our faces, and they're going to go to Google. What's the weirdest thing they're going to find out about Tony when they Google you? Come on, man. What did you post? It was at college. It was a late night.
Probably
what happened?
the oddest thing out there is me dressed as Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time. Yeah.
I'm so spinning that up. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if I could find it, I'm spinning that up in the background here,
That's
guys.
perfectly okay.
That's because you got to do that.
I owned that costume that year. I'm just saying.
He owned it. It was his that day.
Mine.
All right. See, like I said, they shuffled these up. This is a part of the show I come to call clickbait because I figure I need a great headline. So if I can get you to say something really weird.
Oh, I'm your man.
See, okay. So I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up there. And
weird.
Let's see what she's got. I told you. A penguin walks through the door right now wearing a sombrero. What does he say to you, and why is he here?
Well, he asked me if I'm ready for tacos.
Dude.
And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah?
let's go. Am I awake? Why is this a question?
Really? I mean, it's
taco
time. You know what? Creative people. You don't mess with creative people because we're creative people.
Oh, we always
Best
have a
April Fool's Day prank ever.
It was cruel.
It was cruel.
It really kind of was. I got into it.
Somebody from college right now is going, don't tell him, man, don't do it.
No, I played an April Fool's prank on all of my fans.
All of your fans. Wow,
Yeah.
what did you do?
I got into a car accident a couple of years ago, and
All right, that's not a prank.
no,
Don't
it wasn't
try
a prank.
that at home.
But I played up the injury because it was an injury to my wrist, but I played it up even higher, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to walk away from the business, guys, and and all this, and I just kept playing it up, and everybody was like freaking out. And finally came back. I was like, yeah. Does anybody remember what today is? And they were like, oh, you're a dick. And I was like, yeah.
Everybody on Facebook was like, did you hear? It's April 1st, guys. Yeah. Okay. Where are you going from here? Where are you going to be up the road? This is a busy season right now, so.
Yeah. I will be in New York next week.
You'll be in New York next week?
New York Comic-Con. Yes.
Outstanding. Yeah. Outstanding. Where are you coming from? Are you coming off?
I live here in Tampa.
You live in Tampa?
Yep.
All right. Fantastic. We get friends down on the floor. This is like a busy month. We got friends down on the floor. Just came from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And another one we talked to was in Salt Lake, and they had a dual presence in was it Baltimore?
Yeah, I was in Baltimore last week.
Baltimore, and now here, and then New York. Wow.
Yeah.
Guys on the web, if you haven't been to a convention, you could find one in the next couple months. These are amazing places where creators are. And she's going to hold that card up until I actually wrap it up.
Probably.
But, you know, I'm going to try. But, you know, before we go, let's say thanks. Let's say thanks to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Wordfire Press, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason. We want to really thank our good friends down on the floor here with Mark Who 42. They've been helping us get a lot of work done here this weekend. I'm GW Pomichter. We've been hanging with inker, artist, creator, DC comic inker, Tony Kordos. And remember, guys, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.